And welcome to the Not Ignite This podcast, the show where we finally have video recording technology. I am Kat Gold.
I am Michael Materdomini. What's for video? Oh my God, we're here. This is in person, not over Zoom anymore, but still technically over Zoom to record.
This is incredible.
Well,
Molly finally came down to South Florida so she can torture Michael. Great times.
Yeah, we finally found that little opening where we're not busy bees, and here we are. What's on your jacket?
A little show that I'm currently doing, but by the time this episode comes out, it will not be happening. Disenchanted.
Disenchanted?
What is that? What's that on your jacket?
Oh my God, does that say Butch played by Michael Materdomini at the Broadway series at the LPAC chorus line? Isn't that crazy? Watch this and enjoy my pajama pants. There it is. But yeah, no, by the time this episode airs, the chorus line will be done as well. So yeah, no, that's what we're doing currently, but these are pre-filmed, so sorry about that in advance.
Sorry, we're trying to get content out to you, but mommy's tired.
Oh, so Kat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Oh yeah, right. Just lean it back.
You scoot forward.
I'm sorry. All right, hold on.
We're needy.
Cool.
We need to be on equal plane.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Don't. She's moving. She jumps out. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, because we've both done 2 contracts since we've met up here. So you've got the Panto and you've got Disenchanted, and I had the Little Mermaid and chorus line. So let's talk about our first contracts, our December contracts.
Yeah, we both opened on the same day, and then we opened the same weekend again.
Yes, we do.
Craziness. Fucking bonkers. Well, you talk about Little Mermaid, because that was more of a traditional process than what I experienced.
So yeah, no, Little Mermaid was awesome. I loved that experience. Grimsby was a blast. I love playing old men. I do. Grimsby was a full-on like acting character role. I never had like the opportunity in a musical to do an acting role. So that was a lot of fun. Sold out houses constantly. The flying in the show was awesome. I'll insert like a clip of like tech, and I'll do all that kind of stuff there. Or Kat will insert it. The process was pretty like drama free. It was a great time, a great group of people that came together to make that show. I formed a bond with my Prince Eric, Nate Pronkel. How you doing? Shout out, buddy. Creamed corn, dude. Can't say the other version because I'll get canceled. But my boy Nate, Ryan Kraut, shout out to you as well. And then Jesse, my motherfucker, my Sebastian. That whole dressing room, that whole boys' dressing room was a blast.
Chaos. That was chaos.
Oh, we were ridiculous. It was so dumb, but we had a great time. Yeah, the show was great. It was like, it has a little special place in my heart now. Like walking into it, I was like, oh, the Little Mermaid, it'll be fun. But like, I had a blast, and I seem to like do that with all my processes. You like find a way to love them. So yeah, no, Grimsby's very special. I actually have a T-shirt, because everyone was going around and buying like special Little Mermaid.
Well, no, I saw Ryan's.
Yeah.
Let my song.
Yeah, let my song. I think I have it actually. Now that we're doing it in person.
Go digging.
Oh yeah, everyone enjoy Cat, keep them busy.
Okay, everyone look at the goods.
I spent $25 to get this shirt sent over from the United Kingdom, and I'm going to preface it because this shirt, like I looked up Grimsby Little Mermaid shirts, and Grimsby's not as important as I thought he would be. So there wasn't any, because duh. So I found this United Kingdom soccer team or football team or whatever they call it over there, and they are the Grimsbys. So I went out and bought this T-shirt and had it internationally shipped to my house for the sole purpose of wearing it once.
What a fucking nerd.
Just a little bit, but I thought it was hilarious and it was worth the joke for me. So there we are. But yeah, no, Little Mermaid. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I did a production of Cinderella, a panto. which panto's not really popular in the States, but how I like to describe it is a bastardization of a fairy tale with modern music and drag.
Mm.
And it's for all ages. And it's a very big Christmas tradition in the UK. So we did a panto of Cinderella that was written for the theater.
Okay.
So the man who directed it also wrote the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that show in 6 days.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And then we teched it and we opened it and we ran for like three weeks, something like that. Something like that. It was awesome. It was fun. Everyone ended up dying of the flu because oh God, listen, and people from Winnie end up watching this. Like, I love you all. I love you all. Put children in the show.
Mm.
And children are petri dishes.
Yes.
And they are just so icky.
I have a question. Did you ever have those iPad kids in rehearsal that would sit and like pick their nose and then touch the screen and like cough all over their iPads, or were they like actual like?
No, the dance teacher would have slapped them.
Oh, okay, fine. No, good.
No. These were very well behaved like dance studio kids, but like they were young enough where it was like you're gonna be coming from school with your ick, and
it's just no.
It's just gross. And so like this one girl opening weekend was like coughing everywhere. And I was like, oh dear God, this kid's gonna get everyone fucking sick. And then she did. And everyone, just the flu, just migrated from cast member to cast member, member. And I didn't end up getting the flu, but I definitely got some sort of ick from them, which ended up resolving about last week.
Yeah.
Mid disenchanted rehearsal.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
It's been a time.
So during Little Mermaid, I went out with Ryan Kraut mid lunch break to GameStop, and I bought myself a Nintendo Switch OLED. It was like my big Christmas gift to myself this year. And I get back and I'm playing it during tech rehearsals, and Patrick would stick his head in every once in a while, and he'd be like, "Oh, you didn't bring your whole gaming system this whole time?" And I was like, "No, I bought this beauty." And he would like, sit down and like talk to me about like video games and such. And I was like, oh, this is a fun conversation. And I'm going home like the first weekend of shows, and I get an email that I think is like spam because there's no name, there's no like subject matter. It's just a bunch of numbers, and then what is your Switch called is like the message.
Like when people like text an email.
Right. So I was like, this is like someone's trying to hack into my Nintendo account. And then 15 minutes later, I get the same number, but then a question. It's like no subject line again, but just the OLED question mark. And I was like, who is this? Like, no, like goodbye. And I like deleted them. And I go on about my day, and I come in on Tuesday, and Patrice's hair salon is open, and he's fixing all the wigs, and he sees me and he goes, "Hey, bitch, why didn't you answer my text?" I went, what? He goes, "You didn't answer my text." I go, "You didn't text me." And he goes, "Yeah, I did." I went, mm-mm. And I pulled up our actual text messages.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there. So I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "I asked about what your Switch was." And I was like, "Oh, so you were the fucking mystery email that I got?" And he was like, "Yeah, why didn't you respond?" I go, "Because you emailed me with no subject line." I don't know. Like, I was like, "You have me on social media." He goes, "Oh yeah." We continued on, but I did get "Why didn't you answer my text, bitch?" To start off my 8 show week, and I thought it was a good time.
I love that for you.
No, it's a good one.
Tell me, did you get to steal anything from
Mermaid? I stole my sideburns that got cut.
Do you have them?
I do. They're in my closet in my like little show steel box, but I'm not gonna whip them out right now because absolutely not. But I did have mutton chops for the first preview, and Patrick was like, "They're not reading on stage, so take them off." And I was like, "All right," but
Rest in peace.
I
Rest
did.
in peace, Munch.
I did take them, and that first preview was God bless us for getting through it, because we did tech the whole show lighting wise and all that kind of stuff, but we never ran it with the costume changes. And Prince Eric's costume change at the end of the show is crazy. Like he runs off with Ariel. Oh my God, yay, married! And then they run off, and then Grimsby and King Triton have like a 15-20 second scene where they talk to each other. There's like 4 lines exchanged. And then when we run off, and then everyone comes on for the wedding, and then Prince Eric and Ariel are supposed to be in completely different wedding gowns, ready to go in like 30 seconds. And we never got a chance to run it. So we had our like, I think it was like a high school or like a middle school out there watching it. And Prince Eric and Ariel didn't make it. So Grimsby walked out there by himself.
No.
And all the girls threw confetti like they were supposed to on the count. And it was just Grimsby on 0. There was no Prince Eric. There was no Ariel. And then King Triton sang King Triton's Lament by himself. And then Ariel and Eric made it. But there was like a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds as to when they were supposed to be there and they weren't, just because of like how crazy that change was. And I remember just looking at the ensemble because they're all on the stairs looking down where they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And they're all like, where is he? And I just turned to one of the cast members. I was like, oh, she's getting changed. Give her a moment. Everyone lost their mind. I mean, the crowd didn't notice because no one like broke or anything, but like it was like this little secret society on stage of like, this is funny. Like, this is hilarious. But that was like really the only like, crazy shit that happened. Like, it was all in tech, and then the rest of the show went like swimmingly. Wait. We did get Chipotle in between shows. I don't know who in that mermaid cast voted for Chipotle, but you should have thought about the evening show because everyone was gassy. Ryan Kraut especially. I thought he burnt a hole in his pants because he was going so ham. But
he's gonna be so horrified when he listens to this.
But I did let out a toot accidentally in the opening because Grimsby goes to take and close the treasure box, and that Eric leaves, and one of the sailors shoves him over so he doesn't get to close it. And that poor sailor was Austin Carroll. So I go grab stuff out of the chest, and he shoves me from behind, and I hit the floor so hard that when I hit, the impact of me hitting the floor let out a toot. And it wasn't like a little one. It was like a decent sized toot. And I just remember Austin Carroll looking in slow-mo. In slow-mo, Austin Carroll turns around. He's like, ew. He just walks off. But yeah, no, that I did fart on stage. I think I crop dusted a couple of people later on too, but it was just because Chipotle was the middle meal for some reason. I mean, it was great, but I just wish that it was a one show day.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, and I'm gassy, so that it was bad. I mean, mine don't smell, but they're loud. That's the trade off. Like some people are quiet, but they smell, but mine are just like, oh, he farted, but it doesn't smell. I love how we got on this topic, but that did happen. My wig fell out one show just on one side because I had this braid that went from the front all the way into the back into like a ponytail, and then it was changed to abuela. The people in Little Mermaid know what abuela means.
We'll insert a picture
and leave me alone, okay? Because I got bullied that last week. I thought it looked great, and yes, I did buy a lotto ticket, but 96,000. But it fell out. I don't know what I did, but the pin fell, and then only this part of the wig fell off. So it was covering like half of my face. So Grimsby was like, "For tonight, I'll be the night that I will fall for you," like for like the rest of the opening number. And all I remember is when it came out and it fell, I was like, I can't move it because Nate is singing his solo right now, and I can't draw attention away from Prince Eric. So I just turned like this so the audience can't see this malfunction. And Nate has to say his next line to me, and he turns and he goes, "Oh." And then he punched me in the arm a couple times backstage. But Nate and I were chaos. We had a great time. But yeah, no, that's all I could really think about right now from Little Mermaid. That was non-ick nonsense, but it was a great show, great experience.
So going back to the stealing thing, let me just say, I did not steal this item. Someone stole it for me. It was not, I did not know this was happening until right before I flew out of New Hampshire. Because they were, listen, so I was playing the fairy godmother, very magical time. So I got a scrap of fabric from my costume, and I had this like bejeweled everything that was glass in the show. There was glass accents in a lot of the costumes that were touched by the fairy godmother. So I had this like glass like butterfly thing, which I requested, and I got it. You know, whatever. And I made a joke in cast housing that I was going to ask to buy my wand. And I was like, I'm not going to have space in my suitcase to take it. I know they used it the year before. Granted, it's just a magic wand.
The year before?
Shut the fuck up, Michael.
I'm listening. No, don't hit me. Thank you.
You miss all these interactions when we're not over Zoom. But so I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna buy it. It's gonna take up too much space in my suitcase. I had to pack for both winter and summer, which was not the vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely went over the weight limit in my suitcase, and I'm not looking forward to that fee flying back. But so we did the show. We did Strike. That was New Year's Eve, and my friend who was one of the dames in the show was also working on a certain section during Strike because of their technical background. And a person was out with the flu that couldn't do their job, so they stepped in. And right before I flew out, when everyone was already plastered for the new year at like 2 a.m. before I flew away, they come up to me and go, I left you a present in your suitcase, and walked away in a drunken stupor. And so later on, I opened it up, and it was my fairy godmother wand. So I didn't get my wand.
We know where it is, Panto. She has it.
Listen. If you really need it, I will send it back. But also,
don't ask for it.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. That show was just bonkers. Let me just say, talking about costume shit, my costume, stunning. DW made it. It was gorgy. The transformation was wonderful, but panic-inducing every single night. So, like, I like to call it becoming a crab rangoon every night. So like, I've got a corset on underneath everything. Then I've got like a crinoline, and then they put my fairy godmother dress on, and it attaches to my cape. And so they basically fold me inside the cape like a little crab rangoon, and the dress is the cream cheese crab filling.
You're making me hungry.
So they fold me into it, and then they have to like not stab me, but like
stab me. Okay.
Stab me with my magic wand into my costume. So it was like poking into my hip and also my tit. So it was like just random third nipple in costume. Some
people have those. My brother has one. It is a third nipple.
But it's not protruding.
No, but he does have one. Myth confirmed.
But so just like third nipple just poking out more than the others. Like,
she's really cold. Like,
and then I would unfurl myself. I will insert the clip here because it is so magical. But
that was really cool. That transition was awesome.
Yeah, no, but yeah, literally, I have like bruises on my arms from like once I stabbed the wand in, that I would just like hit myself. And of course, I can't see it because it's within capelet, all sorts of layers. I'm just stabbing myself with the third nipple. It was like, oh my god, oh my god, and they were two. Oh my god,
from farts to nipples.
There was a time. It was in a 2 show day. It was in a 2 show day. I'm 99% sure.
Yeah.
Sold out house, right?
Yeah.
So we're starting the show, right?
Yeah.
And some of the show was tracked. Some of the show is live. We're in the live sections, right? I do my monologue. No. I go out and I sing, "Here comes the sun," do. And then I dip as the group number begins, right? And as I'm walking off stage, normally the next song, "In the Summertime," is supposed to come in, right? And I'm walking silent. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is just taking their time.
No. Oh no.
Miss Ma'am, literally.
Oh, no.
She like accidentally like hit a button and like reset her entire keyboard mid sold out show.
Wow.
And so everyone is on stage like a beach scene, trying to be like, nice day today. The sun's out. And so I'm standing in the wing, and I'm supposed to come in for the next song after this.
Yeah.
And nothing is happening for a good, I'd say, almost a minute. It's not even like, oh, it was 20 seconds and it felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
It was almost a minute. We came this close to like closing the curtain. It was bad. And the music director's talking to the audience.
Oh.
While it's happening, it was like, oh, I didn't. And so everyone's freaking out backstage. You're like, it's a soundboard. No one knows.
Yeah.
She like hit a button and just.
Where are my sound effects?
and then I come out. It's working again. They do their song. I do Summer Breeze. Da, 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 da. I do my big 45-minute monologue. It feels like big intro monologue, setting up the story, whatever. Once again, I was supposed to dip the fuck out. And Mr. Blue Sky is supposed to start. And so I'm like, and with that comes surprises. Dun, dun, dun. Normally, once again, same show, sold out audience.
Over two.
I go, surprises. And I went, and I just made a character walk off stage because that's what my blocking's supposed to be. I'm supposed to leave.
We don't break character.
Not my problem. And once again, short circuited wouldn't work. And that one came back a little bit quicker. But Jesus Christ. And then I think it was the same day, that night show. I could be wrong. It could have been the next day. Act 2. We start with "Give Me a Man After Midnight." Because there's never enough Mamma Mia.
Straight bangers in this show.
Straight bangers. So it's supposed to be the ball, you know? All the dames are in drag, you know, everyone's... It's magical, you know? Everyone's on stage in that number. And they're all preset. And it's supposed to start... Do. Nothing.
Nada.
Zip, zilch. 30 seconds, I think. We had to close curtain.
Oh.
It took about 6 minutes.
Oh.
6 minutes. As we're sitting in the wings, like, what the fuck is happening? So we all just started taking bets.
Throwing down your paycheck on it.
Literally, we were like, okay. How many minutes do you think is gonna bonkers? And all of this was happening with like sold out houses.
Wow. Well, maybe they thought it was a part of it. It's a part of the experience.
Sure.
I'm just trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. There was one moment in Mermaid the last weekend where I think a set piece just got caught on like one of the drops got caught on a set piece. The last 11 minutes of the show, from the contest, the end of the contest, all the way to bows is one track. It was 11 minutes and like 37 seconds. And by the time closing weekend came around, the track was like just in my mind like branded. And one of the set pieces the drops came in, it got caught on a set piece and it whacked and it caused us like big noise. And then Karinko couldn't get the push stick cart out for Eric and I's scene. And it's still dark. And I hear my cue music as to when I'm supposed to speak, but it's still dark out. I was like, what am I going to do here? So I'm waiting, and Nate's like, I'm just going to go out. I was like, no, wait. Hold on, wait. Because Ariel has a cue. And then Eric has a line. So I was like, wait for her awes. And God bless, I hope she says her awes. And she did. So then once the awes happened, Nate and I ran on like assholes, and I just skipped the whole scene and went, look, sire. There was like 4 or 5 lines like beforehand. Nah, I was just like, hold, look, like an asshole.
Oh
so it got a good giggle out of Nate and I for sure. And that was like my one time where I got to like play with him, because I turned up stage and I would just look at him and I would give him like cross-eyed faces or whatever. And I didn't get to do that. And it was the last weekend. And I was like,
sorrows, prayers.
Yes.
Did you get to do anything like wild and crazy with your cast?
No, not anything crazy.
Anything fun?
I mean, like we would just be so busy because we had shows Tuesday through Sunday, and then like that day off, I taught, and then people would sleep. So like, and then we'd come in and do a show. So there wasn't anything like, we had a closing night party, but Patrick was and Matthew were nice enough to rent out a wine shop our second weekend.
Oh, bougie!
And we all had wine in little fancy Lunchables. That's what I called it. But it was nice.
Hors d'oeuvres, you mean?
Fancy Lunchables.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. No, it was gorgeous. Like the whole thing was awesome. Like they rented out the whole space, and it was just the cast in there having, a great time. So that was really awesome. And then a closing night party. But we were just so physically and mentally tired from a show that I didn't think would be physically and mentally taxing. It was. So we were all just shot.
It's hard for you to be so old.
Yeah, I had to get into character. I went to bed at 8:00. But no, it was that was really all the fun. The fun was just being on theater, like on stage and doing that kind of theater. But it was Disney theater is always like you get some good laughs out of it.
I wouldn't know it. I'm working on a very different project.
Yeah, right. You got the raunchy princesses. We had the actual Ariel. Ariel wasn't going to eat Sebastian in our production, but it was good. So what are you doing now?
Well, I was going to say, you fucking punk.
Beat you to it.
I was going to say what fun things I did.
Go.
We went to the Ben & Jerry's factory.
That's fun. I would have stayed there.
Literally. Let me just say though, I was a little bit heartbroken because my ice cream flavor is not quite discontinued, but it's not available for me to purchase.
Woof.
Heartbreak. Ben & Jerry's Corporation, as if they're listening to this. What the fuck is happening to Wake and No Bake? What is happening to that ice cream flavor? No, so it was like 5 of us from the cast and crew. So we go there. It was a very fun time. We ate too much ice cream because they give you ice cream throughout the tour. They're just like, oh, here's some cookie dough, or here's some more ice cream. Oh, we're going to the flavor lab. Here's some more ice cream. Oh, we've got local flavors here. Here's some more ice cream. Just feeding you ice cream. It's 30 degrees out, and we just keep eating ice cream, whatever. But so that was like a fun day. But
that was good.
The most fun we did was technically we didn't have a cast party. We had a New Year's Eve because we closed on New Year's Eve. We played True American.
Yep, I remember you telling me this. So if you would like to go ahead and tell a story that is on your close friends on Instagram, be my be my guest. Go for it.
Okay. So True American.
I'm gonna see if I can find a charger while you talk to me, so my phone doesn't die.
Okay. So True American. True American. If you've ever seen New Girl, it's a drinking game that is part Candyland, part obstacle course, part the floor is lava, and you basically take a bottle of liquor and surround it by a tower of beer, and then you hop from couches to chairs to cushions because the floor is lava. And each time you go to a new section, you have to pick up a new drink, but you can't have too many drinks in your hand, so you have to just keep chugging. No, I'm a sober girly, so I got alcohol-free booze. But I did win.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I won a whopping $1 bill.
Put it there. A single George.
I earned all my pennies from my contract in that one evening. No, but drunk and stupid fun shit. But then New Year's Eve, so we had the ball drop. We played True American. Yes. Everyone is plastered, having a grand old time. They don't have to leave soon. I had to get on a flight at like 3:30 in the morning. I like leave housing, drive an hour to the airport, fly out to Florida to start the new project, Disenchanted 2.0, Disenchanted 2, Electric Boogaloo.
The Princess Posse's back.
Damn straight. 1 week of rehearsal again.
Yeah. Well, did you have that in your brain still, or was it like you had to recoup some of it?
Well, so like while I was doing Cinderella, I would go to the theater and use the rehearsal space and with the mirror and go through my entire track.
Oh, good.
So I was mainly because of Red Scent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Red Scent, I couldn't remember all of the things. Jesus Christ. But and also getting like Mulan song back in my body.
I'm just laughing at when I came into Disenchanted and you flicked me off. I'm not able to catch the show, Princess Posse 2.0, because of Chorus Line and Sister Act. So I texted our good old buddy, Jonathan Van Dyke, Mr. Cottage Cheese himself.
Which we will be having on the pod.
Yes. Good. But I texted him. I was like, hey, can I like come in and see the Princess Posse? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So I came in and I texted Kat the night before. I was like, see you tomorrow. And that was it. But I showed up and I was sitting down. I said hello to everyone, and Kat gets up there for the most magnificent number in the show. And she couldn't look at me in the face.
I pride myself on not being able to break. I'm great at not breaking, especially in that number. It's very difficult. And this asshole is right in my peripheral. And I just see the shoulders moving, and I'm like,
listen, I keep every time I see that number or think of that number, I just think of your unibrow and the face that you
made. Their photo here.
Boom. Bang. But I just think of the unibrow, and it just makes me giggle. So when you were doing it, and I
without the unibrow,
yes, without it, and then I was just like, basically, it was like me on your one side and Ryan Kraut trying to do the
and Johnny. It was the three of you in a row, right in front of me, 2 feet from my face, and I'm trying to do this scene where I cannot break, I cannot smile, and I just see the shoulders, and I hear them laughing. Also, Ryan laughs literally every single show. I hear all 3 of them, Ryan, Julie, Rupert, cackling
as they should.
And I'm like, guys, you've seen this show so many times. I need to keep a straight face. What the fuck? Yeah, no. So this asshole made me break.
Yeah, he went. I'll do a recreation. You went not one, red, set. It just flicked me off, and I was like, good. No, but certain lines tickle you, and I've noticed that, like the Val's line and the chorus line. I heard that, you bitch, will constantly make me laugh. Like I don't care how many times I hear it or whatever. It's a giggle laugh, and that's what it is. That, and then Jeffrey going bingo always get me.
Insert the bingo.
Bingo.
I just look at a bus and bingo.
But okay, so yeah, Disenchanted.
Disenchanted is happening again. By the time this gets out, it'll be over.
You want to say? Can you say the big news though, or no?
I mean, I was going to talk about your show before because we were going to talk about we'll talk at the end about like
big news and upcoming
stuff. Yeah, upcoming shit. Okay. So go on to your show.
Chorus Swine. Yeah, so yeah, Butch is a cut dancer, so I only do the opening number.
You're just robbing Ursua.
I felt so bad. I talked about it with Kevin because we were both doing Little Mermaid, and he's Wrong Arms Roy. And the first week we were called like twice. And then we got our paycheck on Friday, and we were like, "This feels so wrong. Like this literally feels so wrong." And you know, this has been so professional. This process, like, there's no inkling of like I'm usually the one that's like down always for a giggle, but like I'm so serious about this part because I don't have lines, and I pit sing and I dance. So like a strong mover out there is like I gotta focus in and like pay attention and like get shit done. And so the giggles don't happen because I don't know, I really appreciate the show now, and I love watching it every night, which is super cool because we have a monitor back there.
It's a great show.
Yeah, and it gives me motivation to like be on that line itself.
It's A tier, if not S.
Yes.
Do you feel like we have to change our rankings now that you've done it?
I think it's an A tier musical. I think
it's still A.
Yeah, it's still A, but I think it's again still at the top of A. Like I think the show is great. But no, there's like no shenanigans really. I not bored, but I had so much time during this process that I get to announce my project. I wrote a one-act musical entitled "A Cut Dancer," and it had I still see the little bit of the chair. I wrote "A Cut Dancer" the musical, and it's a parody one-act about the cut dancers, except for Barb. Barb doesn't make it, but no, I've been working hard on that, the script, and then getting everyone filmed because you know they have their monologues and their speeches about you know what's going on with them. But you know we want to find out what they did for love and find out you know their singular sensations and all these types of things. So A Cut Dancer, look out for the YouTubes and the TikTok community because it's going there. We already have a couple of bits filmed. But
I've seen snippets of it. It's already cursed.
it's a parody for a reason. Instead of Shit Richie, there's a song called Shit Vicky. That's one of my personal favorites in the show. But no, like you know, it's of course it's been great. I love the process. I love being able to get up and dance. Like I feel better about myself. I don't feel like as sickly as I did, and like you know, getting up and moving is nice.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm dying constantly, but whatever.
Shout out to my friends Julio and John for coming to the show because they didn't know I could dance. And Nate as well. He wanted to see Grimsby move. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, no.
I'm going to try to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me not discount. I got you.
Oh, thanks.
I already gave away my comms.
I'm not important anymore. All right, it's fine.
To the Madre. Went to the Madre. But I got you for Sister Act. But yeah, no, it's been a wonderful process so far. But yeah, no, it's just been the opening number, and then you go ahead and pit sing, and then you do a quick change. I get 4 boys on. I get Richie, Mike, Greg, and Al right at the end of the show, and I have not messed up once. So I feel like a dresser, and I'm proud of myself because that right there is tough. It's very fast.
These dressers.
Oh, yeah. No, I know the exact moment in the show, too, where I'm like, okay, I got to get up and get all this shit together. As soon as Music in the Mirror starts, I get up, I place their shit on the floor, I get their shoes, their hat, and their jacket. So they have a onesie, the jacket, the hat, and the shoes. And I have this method to my madness. I have a flashlight back there.
Like the bite light?
Yeah, and I put it in my mouth, and I hold it above, like, the holes where they need to put their feet in, and I'm a monster. What?
I love that for you.
I break a sweat and everything. I'm like,
as a former wardrobe sooth, I love that for you. Let me just say, I I didn't tell you this.
What?
Yesterday, I was doing an Instagram takeover for Disenchanted, right?
Yes, you were. Highly Assessa. I'm kidding.
The Assessa's part of this story. I have this and like, I consider it quick because I can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I think, to change from Rapunzel back into Mulan.
Yeah.
Which is
that's a bitch of a change.
I'll put photos of that and that. Yeah. Honestly, while I talk over this, I will insert the video here because what happened, I was like, oh, I'll film this for the Instagram takeover. It'll be great content, behind the scenes things.
Yeah.
Everything that could possibly go wrong with that quick change happened. And I made it on stage by the skin of my fucking teeth. So I have the beer maid dress.
Yeah.
I have the Leduc boots. I've got my giant Brunhilde wig with the 2 hair titties and the unibrow, the iconic brow.
Yes.
Jeez, oh my gosh, one of the braids from Rapunzel flew out of my wig during Red Set. Just like yeeted itself. And I got on the floor during Perfect, and I was looking at it going,
what the hell is that?
Literally, I was like, is that a rope? We don't use any rope in this show. It was my fucking hair. Just
15 right. 15 right.
But no, it was 10 right.
10 right.
Close. 10 right. But yeah, no, so I change into my Toms, my pants. I have this traditional Mandarin collared Chinese blouse that's brocade. Now I've worn this blouse a lot because this is time number 2 we're doing this show. She's got some wear and tear.
Yep.
And so normally the struggle with my change is the wigs.
Yeah.
Managing the wigs, getting the wigs off, getting the new wig on, because Mulan is a snug fit and she's very heavy. So is Rapunzel. A lot of hair. I go to zip my shirt because it attaches in the back. Thank God. Originally it was supposed to be the frog class. I was supposed to do that.
Oh, gross.
I know, right? Zips in the back. It zips up maybe an inch. My whole back is out and it stops. And so we had 3 people on me, like trying. It was Leah, Amy, Katie, all trying to get it. They finally got it up. So Leah helps me with this change. So Leah is now holding my Mulan wig in one hand. She's got a stand-up mirror under her chin and a flashlight in the other hand.
It's iconic.
So I can get my wig on in time.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah. We're praying that the costume makes it through closing weekend.
There's a Fosse 2.0. Good for you. Good for you. No. The back clasp for the boys change for the end is a hook, and then you have to like Velcro the neck back on. And I don't know who designed these costumes, but there's like little baby snaps to get all the way up to the neck piece. But if you slightly pull on them, the snaps just and they go all the way down and they open up. So like I'm like gently holding this thing, and quick changes are not gentle. Okay, so poor Richie went over and he went to go throw his arm through, and it snapped, and then the whole this side of his collar went down and in. So I was like, it's gone. I was like, uh-oh. So I'm like, I felt so bad for Desir. I'm like shoving my palm into his chest, trying to pull out this like one little piece that got zipped and pulled in. And he was like, hey, whoa, hey. I'm like, listen, it's nothing personal. Like, I'm like tugging at this thing. Yeah, I'm tugging at this thing to get it out. And I finally get out and I slap it. And that boy bolts and literally makes it on with like 0.2 seconds. But I shit a brick there. I got a little scared because half of his collar was just like gone. And I was like, oh, well. don't know what to do now. Best of luck to you.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
no bullshit with Chorus Line. And we're done with our first week and the problems. So yeah, people are loving it.
There you go.
It's great.
Yeah, no, we're done with week one. Every time it's like childbirth.
I want to hear this. It's like childbirth. Go.
The show is like childbirth, and I forget how hard it is to do. Like I do it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a fucking thing. Oh my god, we're running around. Oh, Jesus Christ, why is this so hard? And then I stop doing it, and I'm like, oh, it was magical. It was such a wonderful time. I love this show. It's so easy. And then I start doing it again, and I'm like, what the fuck? So the fact that I haven't had a day off since Christmas is really hitting me hard. Tomorrow's my first day off in how long? 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Deceased. Put me in a fucking coffin right now.
I'll mourn over you. When I wake up, it's the week just up.
Literally, I can't believe it. But it's open, and we've struck. Lenny has struck twice with this show.
It's such a great show. Marcy knows how to pick the small ones. I say it all the time. Genuinely. That and Five Guys Named Mo were like two of my favorite shows last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our new cast members are fucking incredible.
Oh yes, they are. Because I've seen both versions of Disenchanted, not with mixed casting, but I saw cast 1 and then 2.0. I saw both. And the people that they brought in to replace the people who couldn't make it to 1 were like it was flawless.
They're different.
They're different, but
they fit perfect in the same universe.
Mm-hmm. They're great.
It's wild.
It's like the multiverses of like Cinderella and the multiverses of like Pocahontas, and it's all phenomenal.
But speaking of dance, would you like to say, I've become dance captain?
She is dance captain.
Decided to put my fat ass as dance captain in a musical. The girl who can barely keep upright. Brilliant decision.
Give it to her.
No, because our dance captain from Disenchanted 1 was unable to do the run down here. She was supposed to, unable to, and because she's doing something else in New York, which is far more important.
Yeah.
But not far more important. Everything's important.
Different levels, but everything's
levels. But so I ended up becoming dance captain in our process, on our 1 week process, and then going into tech. So especially with multiple cast members, that's been spicy to remember.
Spicy.
Spicy.
The head out on spicy was crazy.
Spicy to remember what is happening. What numbers that I'm not involved in.
What count is the head out on? Is that on 5? Dance captain? 1, 2, 3, 4. Spicy.
No. But yeah. But I guess I can talk about my news.
Yes, let's talk big news, and then let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So. Listen, I said before, the Princess Posse wasn't going away. And we've been talking about this since June.
It's been a while.
And we just haven't been able to go public with it. Mm-hmm. And now that we have some venues confirmed, we can officially say Disenchanted is going on
tour. Yes, as it should, and it should continue to be seen by everyone.
Disenchanted, so a bunch of our cast members are up in New York at APAP. And I've gotten some updates about it, and it went extremely well.
Oh yeah.
Venues are interested in the show and came to see the preview. It's like 20-minute preview, and they have all of our video and materials and all that stuff. So the posse remains strong.
Yep.
Strong and probably wrong, but very strong.
Oh, very strong. Okay, so just everyone basically, I've talked about what's going on with me, but I have Sister Act starting on Tuesday, and then Hello Dolly. But I finally found out that I am officially Larry the Lobster in SpongeBob the Musical with Slow Burn Theater Company. And my live stream has finally come to fruition, because During that process,
your SpongeBob hat.
I have my SpongeBob hat that I constantly wear. I have my SpongeBob gibbets on my Crocs. But hear me out.
Remember when you wear Crocs and you have gibbets?
They're comfy, and it's SpongeBob. Okay, so you went 0 for 2 there. But hear me out.
I don't think I can marry this anymore.
You'll cover up. But that last Friday of performances is my birthday, which is really cool.
Have you ever had a birthday in a show?
I have. I did during Newsies, but it was on the day off. So, like, I actually have a show on my birthday.
Yeah. Well, I've never done that.
But here's the kicker. I'm not turning 24. I'm turning 25. So, I will be a living meme on my birthday during SpongeBob the Musical, and I'm absolutely thrilled about it. And our SpongeBob, Kyle, is, like, out of this world talented. So I'm excited to do a show that I watched my entire childhood and quote on the daily. So that'll be fun.
Aw, so exciting!
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, look at us.
It's going great
here at Nonsense. So I think we should do a call out for people that we need to have on this pod.
Okay. I talked to them today.
Okay.
And they're down.
Great.
Noah and Ryan. Double date.
Looking at you.
Anonic Nonsense.
Yes.
Johnny Van Dyke.
Jonathan Van Dyke. We're looking at you. Matthew Karinko.
Looking at you.
And last but not least, Ursula.
Michael Ursula. You've been a fan of this podcast since it began.
From the birth of Nonsense, you have been right there.
And you've been avoiding us like the plague.
We have your one equity contract here. It's okay. You're the one.
The equity one. We will also give you the equity one. You will have a drink.
That'll be it.
Yeah. Your equity one during this podcast.
It's the first equity contract where the actor doesn't get paid. But it's great. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us for our first video portion. Oh my God, crazy. It only took us so long. But mommy and daddy are way too long.
Apologies.
Sorry about that.
We're stupid and tired.
And my computer is ancient. So the camera quality on that
spicy.
It's very spicy. It looks like it was filmed on a 2004 Nokia phone. But anyways, thank you so much for joining Nonsense. We will continue to be here on our dark days on Monday.
Yeah.
Kath, you have anything to say?
I believe we're going to be taking the summers off on the podcast. So that we'll restart for the theater season. We'll keep the theater season.
Season 2, ladies and gentlemen. Season 2.
So we're keeping it solid with season 1 right now. Anyway, we love you all dearly.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for all the feedback, because I get wonderful feedback from everyone.
I don't. No one gives a shit about me being in this podcast.
It, but I do. So thank you for the people that have come up to me and talked about Nonsense, because it makes my day. That's really it. So thank you again for joining us. Stay happy, stay healthy. No COVID.